Today on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out, we're talking about mantras. Do you know what a mantra is and how you can use it every day? How can using a mantra support you in clearing clutter? Would you like to reduce stress and/or depression or attract something to your life? Let's begin our month focusing on hodgepodge. Are you ready to clear your clutter and share your gifts with the world? Every Tuesday at 1 p.m., join me on Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out as I teach you how to navigate the waters to declutter your life, get organized, and become more mindful. I'm an award-winning professional organizer, author, and certified life coach, and I destroy the box and examine clutter in all areas. Every episode, I'll give you take-action steps that you can easily apply to your life. Come on, let's get started. Today's episode is inspired because I was reading a book and started to use mantras. Everything is energy, and I've had sound healings before and have been amazed at the results. When I learned to meditate years ago, I learned a mantra, and it's been one of the most effective meditating I've ever done. What is a mantra? Here's a definition from Wikipedia. A mantra is a sacred utterance, a numinous sound, a syllable, word, or group of words in Sanskrit believed by practitioners to have psychological and spiritual powers. According to Wikipedia, the earliest mantras were composed in Vedic Sanskrit by Hindus in India and are at least 3,000 years old. Mantras now exist in various schools of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, the Japanese Shingon tradition. Similar hymns, chants, compositions, and concepts are found in Zoroastrianism, Taoism, Christianity, and elsewhere. The use, structure, function, importance, and types of mantras vary according to the school and philosophy. At its simplest, the word Om serves as a mantra. In more sophisticated forms, mantras are melodic phrases with spiritual interpretations, such as a human longing for truth, reality, light, immortality, peace, love, knowledge, and actions. Some mantras have no literal meaning, yet are musically uplifting and spiritually meaningful. I first learned about mantras when I learned transcendental meditation. I was given a specific mantra that I would chant over and over in my mind. So I didn't utter it out loud. It was something I said in my mind. In TM, the mantra is not connected to a meaning or an idea, and my understanding is that's so your mind does not get distracted. Over the years, I've had some incredible experiences doing transcendental meditation. The benefits of mantras. They did studies that found while chanting the simple and means God, it was found that subjects demonstrated patterns of theta and delta waves that imply relaxation. At the same time, they found an increase in heart rate and reduction in electrodermal response that imply activation. Results showed suggestive pieces of evidence regarding physiological relaxation and mental alertness. Luciano Bernardi et al. Conducted a study where the physiological effect of recitation of Ave Maria in Latin was compared with the effect of mantra. They concluded that there were significant and synchronous increases in cardiovascular rhythms for mantra and recitation. Also, a breathing formula, which accompanied a reading of mantra and prayer, leads to positive physiological effects in the human body. It was concluded that both mantra and praying might be used for therapeutic purposes. D.B. Wolfe and Annabelle conducted a study to distinguish the effects of chanting and Maha mantra on stress and depression. All in all, the researchers concluded that chanting the Maha mantra can affect stress and depression and may be used as an auxiliary tool in combating stress and treating depression. Another study found that the intervention of mantra enhanced sufficient support and well-being in adults living with HIV/AIDS. Participants of the mantra group demonstrate a decrease in intrusive thoughts, anger, and stress level. Thus, it leads to improvements in emotional state and total existential well-being. By combining sound, breath, and rhythm, mantra meditation channels the flow of energy through the mind-body circuit, adjusting the chemical composition of our internal states and regulating brain hemisphere imbalances, contributing to a natural abatement of fear and despair emotions that underlie both of the common afflictions. By balancing the nervous system, chanting regulates the chronic stress and tension that is the norm for many people in today's hyperstimulated society. And by balancing the endocrine system, chanting normalizes hormone production, which balances our moods and overall sense of well-being. Some other benefits to using mantras. Mantras improve and optimize all the bodily systems so they can function as they're meant to function. Mantra meditation, or as I mentioned, transcendental meditation, is one of the most effective ways of cleansing the body of stress while making us smarter and more creative in everything we do. We access and align the power of our left brain with our right brain. In our normal states of consciousness, when we're eating, sleeping, or dreaming, the right brain and the left brain are functioning separately from one another. Each side of the brain is essentially doing its own thing. But in the fourth state of consciousness, also referred to as transcendence, which happens when we're meditating with mantra, all the points on the left brain and all the points on the right brain begin to fall and rise in unison. The right brain becomes more active and balanced, and our gut feelings are more available as our problem-solving solutions when we're in the heat of a challenging moment. You can be in high demand, fight or flight moment and simultaneously have access to a healing and creative solution-making power. Mantras engender compassion. While the first stages of mantra meditation deliver our restless minds from their self-inflicted distress, eventually, chanting into the all-engulfing wave of vibrations arouses our experience of ourselves as spiritual beings. It opens our perception of ourselves as undifferentiated from God. It awakens the divine light and love within us. When our spiritual identity is awakened, we experience the unity of all life, which consequently awakens our hearts and opens our capacity for compassion. Using mantras also boosts immunity. The hypothalamus is the control tower of the brain. It regulates communication between the nervous system and the endocrine system, taking in information from the entire body. The entire body, before transmitting outward again via chemical messengers. These couriers, such as serotonin and dopamine, are known as the happiness hormones due to the impact they have on our moods. The hypothalamus is in charge of many bodily functions we tend to think of as automatic, like temperature, metabolism, and nervous systems, as well as pituitary secretion, affecting everything from mood to appetite to sleep. It is perhaps the single most important link in the body-mind connection. There are lots more benefits to doing mantras, and I encourage you to do some research. Do you have clutter? Are you disorganized? Do you feel lost? Would you like to not feel overwhelmed anymore? Don't be embarrassed. You aren't alone. Go to reawakenyourbrilliance.com to learn how I can help you. I wanted to give you a little background, and honestly, I was interested to know more because I've started to use them on a regular basis. Here are a few mantras. Now, I did listen to pronunciations, and I'm sure I'm going to butcher some. YouTube is your friend here. You can find these mantras and listen to people say them so you make sure you're doing correctly. Om is said to be the first sound heard at the creation of the universe. When each syllable is pronounced fully, You should feel the energy of the sound lifting from your pelvic floor all the way up through the crown of your head. The sound of Om is said to unblock the throat chakra, which can lead to more attuned communication with others. Sat Nam. This means truth is my name. It suggested extending Sat 8 times longer than Nam. Used in the Kundalini yoga practice, Sat Nam can be a way to find your intuition. El Shaddai is in Hebrew, meaning God Almighty. Soham is in Sanskrit, meaning I am that. It is suggested to use so on your inhale, hum on the exhale. Om Namah Shivaya is from Hindu and means I bow to Shiva. Hum Razi Namaha attracts good fortune and abundance. Ang Nama Gurudev Namo. I bow to the creative energy of the infinite. I bow to the divine channel of wisdom. This Gurmukhi mantra opens a communication channel between the student and the divine teacher. Shanti mantra, a chant for peace. Sarvasham Savastar Bhavatu. Sarvasham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvasham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvasham Mangalam Bhavatu. This translates to, may there be well-being for all. May there be peace for all. May there be wholeness for all. May there be happiness for all. Word mantras. If you don't prefer to do sound mantras, I consider checking out some word mantras. Can be equally powerful. Handshake your fear. The Buddhist suggests you befriend your fear, turning towards it as you would towards someone you love who is feeling afraid. Oh, I see you're afraid. You're not alone. I'm right here with you. When you do this, you give your fear attention. You're not ignoring it. You're not making it huge. These words can also help you see you're bigger than your fear. This can support you in acting from confidence rather than fear. You're not coming from a place of fear, but in spite of it. This is only a paper panther. You might want to use tiger, but since we have black cats, I went with panther. When you're overwhelmed, you're stressed out, something seems completely daunting, recognize that what you're facing is only a paper panther, not a real one. Your amygdala, which is where the stress responsive originates, can't differentiate between a panther and being stuck in line at the post office. So it responds as if a panther were after you. Remind yourself you're not in mortal danger so you can reduce your stress and figure out how to solve your problem. Cross that bridge when you come to it. Are you a warrior? Do you torture yourself and believe that worrying will keep your troubles away? When you worry, all you're doing is making yourself miserable now as you focus on all the things that could happen and the unhappiness you'll feel when it does. Most of the time, the things we worry about do not come to pass. The point of power to change is in the present. Use this mantra to remind yourself all worries are in the future and likely won't come to pass. You're not there yet. You're making this all up in your mind. And if something terrible does indeed happen, you will deal with it when it arrives. This is something that I use when I have an anxiety attack. I say, just in the moment of now, I am safe. Just in the moment of now. For whatever reason, this supports me. When you're having an anxiety attack, you're usually leaving your body. This helps ground me. This helps bring me back into my body. And no, right now, even though this anxiety attack has come out of nowhere, I can have an anxiety attack when I'm in bed. I repeat this. Just in the moment of now, I am safe. just in the moment of now. How often should you do your mantras? Malas are typically made with 18, 27, 54, or 108 beads. In Tibetan Buddhism, malas of 108 beads are used. And how they are used is with each little bead, you hold it and then move to the next one so you aren't concentrating on counting. You can stay focused on the mantra. Most people I know do mantras daily. I always suggest what feels right to you. Given your lifestyle, what can you do? I believe doing a consistent practice is what will support you the most. Take actions from today's podcast. What area in your life would you like to find a mantra for? Abundance, relationship, stress reduction, wellness? Have fun. Research different traditions and play around with it. What feels good to you? Pick one and start using. Record what's going on in your life to see if you notice a difference. Do you want to use a word mantra, or would you prefer to use sound? Or go crazy and do both? On our next episode, we are talking about wishful thinking. Go out, clear the clutter to create the life you choose, deserve, and desire. Are you ready to live a more joyful and fulfilling life? Sign up for our newsletter at reawakenyourbrilliance.com and receive a free copy of 10 Steps to Clearing the Clutter Inside and Out. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would love it if you would rate and review the show because it really helps us in the search ranking. See you next Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Remember, when you clear your clutter, you can create the life you desire.